Long last, guys, this is my review of the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. This one's running on T-Mobile, and that's where I got it from because I really wanted Wi-Fi calling. And I've used this guy for going on 2 months now. Well, not more than a month, more like a month and a half. And for those of you that have seen my other video about BlackBerry Priv apps on Android, this is the device I was using in that case. So this is running the launcher. Now, I didn't show it in the video, but I wish that by using the BlackBerry launcher, I could have the productivity tab from the Priv, but unfortunately I don't. So, but it's okay because I actually do like this Edge display app, where it's considerably more functional than how it was on the regular Edge from last year. And look, this thing doesn't need any introduction. It's still one of the best flagships available in the market today. Just how much I can actually show you that's different from anybody else, not much really. So I'm only going to explain to you the differences that I like. Well, first off, I'm using the BlackBerry launcher, and this is what makes it very convenient for me. I don't like using that TouchWiz stuff, so this is what makes it convenient, where the widgets are there, the shortcuts are there, and that's what I use because that's what makes it a quick contact here. I used to actually have the People Edge on the display here, but I found out that it was a lot more convenient just to have, like, let's say my banking and other pertinent items here like calculator and such and translate available at my fingertips, and just have a quick shortcut that the BlackBerry launcher provides for me here. So in just one touch I can dial out. And I'm not going to dial out right now because I'm just recording a video. So the camera is fantastic on this guy, and the battery life is even more so. So it's been really difficult for me to go back to a different device. No, and that's saying something because I hate capacitive keys, hardware keys here. And of course, this one does not look like an iPhone anymore because of its curved screens and the wider home button. But if it wasn't for the curved displays and maybe not so much of a wide home button, you would definitely get confused with an iPhone. My daughter got confused with my white Samsung Galaxy Note 5 and my wife's iPhone 6 Plus that was also in white, and she would grab my phone and take it to my wife and say, "Mommy, your phone." Well, she doesn't do that anymore. Especially since this is the awesome silver color. Actually, this is more chrome. I actually like the silver titanium more on the Galaxy Note 5 I have from Taiwan. But anyway, I do like that always on display because I use it literally all the time because I don't have to turn it on so I can look at the time. I showed off the BlackBerry Manager where I do use certain applications here. I uninstalled the keyboard because it was getting inconvenient in switching from English to Spanish, so I use SwiftKey for that. And I don't have to go into it a lot more into detail for my business apps, because if you see my other videos, I've gone into what I use for business and why I use them for business, because I don't use the native app email apps that come with these phones, because, well, they're not a uniform experience when you move from, say, a Samsung to an HTC to, say, a BlackBerry Priv, and you have to enter them into separately each time, and it's so inconvenient. That's why I just use this Cloud Magic, because I sign in once, and this is here. It's on my iPad, it's on my HTC One, it's on my Galaxy Note 5, it was on my Priv, and it's just everywhere. And if I had my Note 5, my Nexus 9 tablet, it would be there too, and it's always synchronized. So that's what makes this thing considerably miles ahead of everything else, because it's push email, and I could have at least 5 email accounts here. I could see them in different colors and have them all inboxes there, and a calendar now that's built in. Oh, and also, it almost sounds a little tacky, but this is actually a big deal for me, where now you can swipe over to the next email, the previous or the next email. So it's something that small. What I don't like is that we still got to work on the whole, well, I got to do it this way, pinch to zoom like this, and that's kind of annoying because, well, it's this way. I wish it was just like zoom in like it would on the BlackBerry Hub, where you don't have to like wait for a second or two for a little lag and then being able to zoom into whatever text you wanted to read. But anyway, it's not the end of the world. So just a minor inconvenience. Android Pay and Samsung Pay, which I do use, and that we come to the point where why I can't give up this phone anymore. And I don't really use my Note 5 because of this reason, because the international version does not have Samsung Pay active, which is weird because I'm in the United States. But this is why. Because my wallet is here, and for those that know, it's not just NFC. NFC is on. Most places that I go to don't have tap to pay. So I've been using that magnetic thingy, electronic thing, against the card reader, as it says down here. Card reader, not just the NFC. And it works. That's why it's trippy, because it works. Battery's fantastic. I hate the speaker because it's facing downward. It's plenty loud, but if it was facing forward, or even better, if it was stereo, like my boom sound, it'd be a lot better. But it's passable, and I use headphones now all the time because of this flimsy thing here. Because if you play something, all you do is put your finger over it, and then it's done. Sample? Let's do so, shall we? Google Play Music. And if you're not aware by now, I'm a big soundtrack fan, so that's basically all I have. Alright, so this is Reluctant Heroes from Attack on Titans. Okay, now back to Attack on Titan. Whoops. Now we're going to do a full volume test. And don't we hold our phones like this? Yeah. So that's become a hard way to be able to enjoy media consumption, especially since if you touch anything here, it'll trigger this or it'll close you out of the app. The engineering feat, though, is incredible. I did take this into the water with me, into a pool, so I could take video of my nephew and niece swimming. So I can find that video real quick. Okay, here's one. The videos turned out really short, but speaking of engineering, this is my HTC One M8, 2-year-old phone versus something more recent. This is just mighty impressive, and this thing has a considerably larger battery in it too, so it's like, wow. I don't know how they kept it really thin and water resistant and impact resistant and dust proof. So I have to give credit to where credit is due. They got a much bigger screen than the one on the M8, but the reason the M8 is this big anyway is because it has, bar none, the best speakers in the market. So sorry Samsung, you do lose out on the audio department, but everywhere else Samsung has this older phone beat. But anyway, my impressions of this phone are the battery life has been fantastic. At the conference, this thing was like a champion all day long. I unplugged at 7 a.m. and I charged it up around 11 p.m. because it held really good. And I was using the hotspot on this with my Surface as well, and that wasn't when I wasn't using the iPad. So that was mighty impressive. So, oh, and the camera, of course, this is just fantastic. This one and the Note 5 are just incredible cameras, and I've been using this more than the Note 5 because of it's not as sensitive as the Note 5. The water resistance, the impact resistance, and the dust resistance are rated considerably higher than the Note 5. So my impressions are that this is the best smartphone I've owned since the HTC One M8, and that's saying a lot because last year there were a bunch of great phones, and for Android, this has become the ultimate experience. It's running Marshmallow. We'll just see how long my Samsung takes to push out the Android N. Although because this is Samsung, I don't have to worry so much about I don't have to worry so much about the split view because, well, Samsung already had it natively for a couple of years, so that's pretty cool. Oh, I will mention one major gripe I had with the phone. This is a Snapdragon 820 processor. Somehow it's slower than the Exynos in-house processor from Samsung on the Note 5. The Note 5 feels considerably snappier than this. I've had a lot of lag and downtime between switching apps sometimes, and that's pretty frustrating. I can't manipulate it now, but I if I get an opportunity, I'll show it off. But it's definitely feels a tad bit slower than the Note 5 for some reason, and I don't like that at all because it's supposed to be newer and a better SoC. But anyway, not the end of the world. I can live with it, and I love it. So that's it. Flying colors. I give this one a solid A. So way to go, Samsung. The Galaxy S7 Edge. I always said that the Samsung SEHI 730 was my favorite smartphone before a BlackBerry, and this is literally my favorite Samsung smartphone since then. Because since then I have owned the Galaxy S6 Edge and the Galaxy Note 5, which was really awesome phone. But this one just it fits great in the hand. It's smaller than the Note 5 with the sizable screen. It's just downright sexy. Just sexy device. So, and it's always a head turner wherever I go, so that's always great. And of course, the cameras are fantastic. And Samsung Pay. That's just pretty impressive. Pretty impressive technology. Alright, that's it. Guys, thanks a lot for checking this out. I'm Andres for the Newsreel, www.thenewsreel.info, or at Twitter, at the Newsreel. You can check it out there. And thanks a lot for checking this review. And I believe this sums up season 2 of my tech reviews. I will return in the fall with more reviews, or if something pops up, I'll share that too. Alright guys, have a good one. Okay, so what happened was that after 2 hours, the speaker's supposed to clear up because it gets muffled after immersion in water. Unfortunately, mine took a day, and that freaked me out because after a few hours, I'm like, oh, I can't fix it. I was trying to like hit the side of the phone and see if I could drain out the water or something else, and it just cleared up over a day. But before it cleared up, I did contact T-Mobile to tell them about the issue, and they said that even though the phone is advertised as water resistant, and they even encourage you to take it into the water, this is not covered under warranty. If it would have messed up because of water intrusion, then it's not covered under warranty, and it's an insurance issue. I'm like, are you kidding me? You guys advertised. Even the girl I was on the phone with said that it was pretty lame. That's the way it is, but that's the way it is according to corporate, the way they structured it. So I'm like, let me take it to Samsung. So then I spoke to Samsung directly, and I live in near Los Angeles, so they have a repair center in Los Angeles as well. But I was scheduling an appointment. I went to them and I told them, hey, guess what? This thing, I took it into the pool. The speakers needs to be damaged because of water intrusion. So can you guys fix it under warranty? And according to the way they worded it, if there's any damage to the phone by a user, it is not a manufacturer defect. Therefore, it is not a warranty issue. And like I told the girl, you guys have Lil Wayne pouring champagne or wine or whatever all over this thing, and it's fine. You guys have people throw them into pools, and it's okay. But the first time I take it into a pool and I feel like I messed up the speaker, it's my fault, even though you guys encouraged me to do so. And T-Mobile, all they would have done was taken the SIM tray out right here, and because there's a little watermark sticker right there, and the sticker was gonna say that it's water damaged, and then they were gonna say, yep, it's an insurance issue. What about you guys? Can you guys take it apart and confirm that it is a manufacturer defect and not a user side issue? And they said, okay, fine, we can do that, and then they will let me know how much the repair is gonna cost. A few hours later, the speaker cleared up, so I didn't have to take it. But I was already getting an idea of what the warranty process was going to look like. They were already throwing this phone under the bus because of me, supposedly. It was going to be my problem, my issue. Insurance replacement was going to be required. But, hey, it survived that water immersion, and that's pretty awesome. I'm just a little scared about doing it again because of how T-Mobile and Samsung are handling these issues. I hope no one else is having those problems, but if you own this phone and you have taken it to Samsung because of water issues, please let me know what you guys experience in the comments down below, or hit me up on Twitter, so then we can probably spread the word as well if they're giving us issues, kind of like Motorola was doing with their warranty replacements, because they weren't doing any warranty replacements on their phones that came out in the news a couple of weeks ago.